guys, happy Friday. Welcome to the second Big Brother recap live. As you can see, Jeff is not here. I'm actually going to say this. I'm not going to cry, but big hugs to you. Love you, and prayers to your family. If you are listening, Jeff could use all the prayers right now. But we are here to talk about Big Brother. I said I'm not going to cry. I got my margarita. Who has their margarita ready? I want all of you to send in all your questions. Today, I have a wonderful co-host to get me through this Big Brother recap show. You guys love the first one that Jeff and I did. I will give you a little hint. This person was on Big Brother 13. This person Jeff talks to more than anyone. They are such a good person, and they are perfect for this recap because they have played with Rachel and can give good insight because we both have played with Rachel being on season 13 of Big Brother. So right now I want to introduce my co-host, and again, get all your questions ready. Send them in to me. And Riley, can we pull our guest up? Adam, are you on here? Yeah.
Oh, Bacon, Beverly Hills 90210, Tori Spelling. Whoa.
There is no better person to have on here. I love you, Adam. You have the biggest heart. I was just saying, I haven't seen Adam in years. It's been over 10 years. And you have played this game with Rachel. But before we get into it, catch everybody up on what Adam, I call him Cruddy. And we're going to explain that too, what Cruddy is. You're not Adam to me, you're Cruddy. But explain what you've been up to. Oh, no,
well,
Adam.
Thank you very much, Jordan. And thanks for thinking about me to fill in for Big Jeff. When Big Jeff isn't around, I can definitely fill in and talk Big Brother all day. I've stayed a fan. I mean, I was a huge Big Brother fan before I got on the show. Afterwards, I still watch the live feeds. I still watch every episode. I was doing podcasts and writing my own blog for a bit, but life got in the way. Since Big Brother, I've gotten married. I now have a daughter. I've always worked in the music business, but now I have a bigger job. I'm actually pressing vinyl records. So if you know that, vinyl is a huge market right now. So I work for one of the biggest plants in the world. And I see some huge titles, which some of them I can't even talk about. But yeah, music was always my life, the heavy metal guy. I'm still, big into I travel the country. I go to bacon festivals all over the country. I've officiated weddings at bacon festivals. And here in New York, where I live, I'm the head judge of Brisket King, Rib King, Pig Island. So I turned my 15 minutes of fame. I didn't win $500,000, but I've probably gotten about $500,000 of bacon over the last 14 years. So yeah. I think it worked out pretty well.
And then you married Farrah, who you were dating on the show. So everybody knows, right?
Right. And yeah. So for the live feeders, you remember at 10:10 every night, which was 1:10 in the morning local in Jersey. I would give a shout out 10:10. Love you, Farrah. Love you, baby. And
I remember that.
And then all the house guests were really fun. You guys all joined in on it. So yeah, now she stuck with me while I was living a dream, and now we're living another dream together.
Oh, okay. I'm so happy for you. Okay, hang on. Before we start, explain to everybody what Cruddy is. We used to call him Cruddy the creepy elf. So if you didn't watch season 13, Adam can explain what that means.
Right. So in the famous wall competition, I was the first one to fall off, and we had 5 snowballs to choose from. One of the snowballs had $10,000. 3 of the snowballs had have not, and one of the snowballs had an elf suit. So I had to wear an elf suit for quote unquote punishment. but you would never know that was a punishment for me, man. I loved it. I thought it was hysterical that, this bacon loving Jew from Jersey got to dress up like an elf, and I would just run around the house, drinking syrup, smoking cigarettes, cursing. So instead of Buddy, the funny elf from the movie Elf, I was Cruddy, the creepy elf. And if there's anything, I love to make fun of myself because there's so much to make fun of. But yeah, so Jeff and Brendan love to call me Cruddy. And when we played pool, I would always say rude, obnoxious things. And Jeff still calls me Cruddy. When we're texting, he'll say, "What's up, Crud?" or whatever. But I still have friends too that call me Cruddy.
Call you Cruddy?
That I have a few friends that still exclusively call me Cruddy. They don't call me Adam; they call me Cruddy.
Adam, I have a elf costume from Reindeer Games, and you have your Cruddy costume. We got to get together on Christmas and we can wear our
There you go. Nice.
At the mall when the kids are seeing Santa. Okay.
I was really upset that they didn't bring me back for Reindeer Games. I mean, come on, I was the elf on Big Brother. It's a perfect match, but I know my place in Big Brother hierarchy. I know that they're not going to be pulling me back in unless about 30 other people say no first.
Big Brother, if you are watching this or somebody from Big Brother, Adam wants to go back. He's a super fan. He loves Tori Spelling. Why wouldn't you? Okay, talking Big Brother, because you and I both played with Rachel. When we walked in the house, me, Brennan, Rachel, Jeff, Dick, Danielle, you were a newbie. That's what we called it that time. Returners, newbies. This season, Rachel is returning and there's newbies. Explain to everybody how that feels, being somebody who has never played the game before, and then you see somebody returning to play the game.
Well, for me personally, because I was such a super fan, not only did I see players that played before, but players I rooted for. I mean, you and Jeff were, I rooted for in season 11. Rachel, I rooted for on season 12. Dick was my favorite all-time Big Brother player going into, before I played, because he was a heavy metal guy like me. And he was actually the one that, when I saw him, I was like, well, if he could be on, maybe I can be on. And that's when I started trying out, eventually got on. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, you see, your heroes and you realize, oh my God, I get to hang out with them. But then I got to play against them. And, Rachel, even though this is, 13, 14 years removed from when she was on the first time, she's still in great shape. I mean, we've seen her on Amazing Race a couple times.
Right.
That girl's still working hard. So there's that oh shit moment when you realize that you have to get through a returning player to win the game. Now, obviously, one returnee and 16 newbies is a lot different than 6 returnees and 8 newbies. And our season, the returnees definitely ran the house early on. It took a little while for us to get our footing. But this year,
what was your strategy, though?
I was
Adam,
watching one of the episodes.
What was your strategy? Were you like, okay, I just need to stay quiet and not be a target with these returning players? Or am I like, what were you thinking in your head? Because me being in this house now, if I was a newbie and I saw Rachel walk in knowing that she's won and knowing how great of a competitor she is, I would be like, I don't want a target on my back. She's an easy target to get out this week. I don't understand why the people now are like, why they keep waiting and they're just picking each other off. Get a good player out and to have that on your resume if you make it far.
Right. I think, the same thing that's happening now happened on our season. And my wife, Farrah, was complaining this week, like, why didn't they go after Rachel? They went after Rachel's, number 2. Why not go for her? But here's the thing. And this was, my strategy, early on in the game was I wanted to target the vets because we had the numbers. But then when we realized we didn't have the numbers, I was like, okay, well, if I'm with the vets, then I'm safer. So that's what's going on this season is the people are afraid if they go after Rachel and they miss, that Rachel's going to come after them. So when you have a competitor like Rachel, who's again a legend, one of the best Big Brother players, say what you want about like her social game at times not being great, but she would win competitions when she needed to. So this season so far, she hasn't needed to yet, but the longer they let her stick around, the more traction she's going to get. And I'll tell you what, if she's in the final 6, you watch, that girl's going to win out.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I do think socially, because we've seen her on when we played 13, she is a more mature version of herself, and she's doing a great job. She's really mingling with everybody. I feel like, well, we will get into this one. I feel like she's pretty neutral with everyone, except for when Keanu was trying to bond with her, and he was saying how he didn't watch her season, that he watched the highlights. But then he pointed out all, I guess, the bad stuff that she didn't like. And then she got mad at him. But I had to laugh out that because I was like, Keanu can't win like this week at all.
No, and it's sad because Keanu was one of the guys preseason I started rooting for because he was a dungeon master, and I was a nerd growing up. I played Dungeons and Dragons like crazy, and I thought, okay, he's pretty social, but yeah. And then when the game started, he just does not know how to talk to people, man. When you meet somebody, you don't say, "Hey, remember all these horrible things that happened in your life?" And again, for Rachel, I mean, those 2 seasons back to back, between her feuds with her feud with Reagan, and then on our season, her feud with Danielle. I mean, those were legendary feuds. I mean, it got ugly, it got personal. And I think, that competitor, that viciousness is still inside of her, but she has done a great job of keeping it low key. But you saw, I mean, when Zay was coming after her, she had that quick, you come after the queen, you're going to get beheaded. I mean, she is the queen of the one-liners. And, in the episode last night or the night before, I forget which one, where they were talking, she was going through her fashion and Jimmy was like slaying her. And for her to respect that Jimmy knows how to give one-liners just as good as her, like she was like, oh, I can't go toe-to-toe with him. So that is a fight though I want to see. I want to see that fight.
Same here. Keep that thought. We're going to come back and talk about that. We're going to take a short break and then we will come right back. Okay. But see, it was super short. You know what, Adam, I brought my extra margarita if I needed a refill. Okay, going on Jimmy, what you were talking about. I can't figure Jimmy's personality out. I'm like, is he sarcastic? Is he mean? Is he just playing it up for the cameras? Because when he was talking to Rachel about her outfits, I felt bad for Rachel. And I was like, is he joking or is he not? But I really can't figure him out. And then I feel like he acts like I'm going to make these big power moves and I'm going to do this. He had a shot to actually make a huge move, but he didn't. He actually put up two people who I would consider pawns. I love Will. I think he seems so sweet. And he's a Charlotte guy. But right. I'm like, why didn't you put her up or put up a big player who, why didn't you do it?
No, Jimmy definitely got cold feet. He tried to make a big move. And again, that's the whole thing. When you make a big move and you miss, then it's bad. So he tried to get Keanu out. That didn't work. So he said, you know what? What's going to make the least amount of waves in this house? Mm-hmm. And by getting out Amy over Rachel, again, if he went after Rachel and Rachel rallied the troops and got the votes, then you know what? Next week, Rachel's gunning for Jimmy. And that fear alone is, what, prevents people from making the big moves. They talk about making big moves. And again, I remember, my season, had an opportunity to make a big move. I could have gotten you out at the final 5. You know, when I won the
By the
veto
way,
and
Adam
you were
made it
not
in the
safe.
top 3. Adam made it in the
Yes.
final
So,
3.
but the problem is, like, yeah, if you make that move and miss, then that's going to come back and haunt you. And if I made the move to get you out, I was afraid I was going to lose 2 jury votes. So I was counting jury votes. But again, at this point in the game, it's still so early. Jimmy, you talk to 8 people and say, if I put up Rachel, will you vote her out? And if they do, then you make that move. But he was just so scared and so timid. And you know what? It's going to come back and bite him. Now, just go back real quick to something you said. I think he is playing it up for the TV a little bit more. He's definitely sarcastic and witty, but I think he's doing more to try to make good TV, to be like a good character on TV. And you know what? Thank God, because we need villains. That's what makes the shows fun. The last couple seasons, we haven't had many villains. I mean, last year definitely with Angela, but previous seasons, like, everybody's being so nice, and it makes the game for the fans boring. You need to have 2 sides going after each other. You need to have somebody to root for, and more importantly, you need to have somebody to root against. And Jimmy is definitely filling the role.
Were like from RuPaul Drag Race or something, like one of his sayings that he did. The one with the sunglasses when he threw it, I was like, that's not real emotion. That's got to be like you practiced. And you watch the live feed, so you're seeing more than me. I'm just watching what I see on TV because I don't watch live feeds.
Yeah, I mean, he has conversations with people, and you can tell, like, when he's being like real and genuine. But yeah, no, when he knows, I mean, come on, during the veto meeting the first week, he knows when the cameras are on. And of course, that's what he's going to make the bigger comments, just to get more screen time and get people to talk about him. And hey, here we are, you know, whatever, 20 minutes into the show, we've talked a lot about him. You know, that we haven't talked about Lauren or Christine or Catherine, whatever her name is. We don't even know their names, but we talk about Jimmy because he's doing the game. He's playing the game. He's a character, and he's a success.
I haven't watched Big Brother in a couple years because the previous seasons that I had watched were just kind of boring because everybody was voting together. There wasn't any drama. And this season, I'm like, this is like old Big Brother. They're all right into it. I mean, the first week, they're all into it.
Right. Well, and having Rachel coming back definitely helped that, because it's game on. Like, you know, like, okay, we can't just sit around and like let the first few weeks go and then let's see what happens. Like, it's game on. But also, you know, in casting, we always have people that are not super fans. So like, again, like Keanu was like, yeah, he didn't watch seasons. He just watched clips. So you get these people that aren't super fans that come in and they think, because they watch, like, power watch a season in, you know, a week, that they need to make moves quickly. They don't realize how long the game is. Like every week is long. Like after the veto meeting on Monday, from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those days are long and boring. And people that are recruits don't understand that. And that's why you need to have recruits.
You know, when they come out and they say, hey, guys, it's time for the veto ceremony. I said to my dad the other night, I go, you don't even realize how brutal that was sitting outside. It looks like maybe you've been out there 30 minutes. I go, you're out there forever. And it could be hot. And you always have to make sure you use the bathroom before you go out there, because there's no bathroom. And then bring a drink with you. I always say that.
No. And you don't see it on TV, like when everybody walks in, they all walk right to the couches. No, we were like running into the bathroom, like, you know, people were peeing in the shower because they couldn't, you know, hold it in any longer. That's the behind the scenes stuff that doesn't make the show.
That doesn't seem okay. I'm going to get Reilly. Can you put up some questions? Everybody who sent in a question for Adam or for both of us, can we put those up on the screen? Because I could keep talking about Big Brother forever, but I told people that we would answer some questions. Why did Rachel not give Amy a pity vote? She had to leave with 13 votes. Adam?
I mean, I love the number 13. I was on Big Brother 13. That was my lucky number before I got on. But I thought the same thing. I thought, I mean, of all people, not to like throw a sympathy vote for Rachel. Like, usually, yeah, you don't want to be the outcast to vote for someone that's going home, because then everybody has a reason to target you. They're already targeting her. She had no reason not to. But I think what had happened, if I don't know for sure, but I think once it was realized that she was leaving, like she probably told Rachel, "Don't vote for me. Don't vote for me. Don't vote for me."
I agree. That's what I was going to say. I think Rachel just voting with the house, it's just showing she knew Amy was going to go home and it didn't matter with her vote. And I think after this house, they seem like they formed a bond, and I think they'll be friends after the show. Okay, next question. Do you think Kelly would have been evicted if she didn't get the second veto? I don't know. Do you?
I do. I think she is trying to be Tucker 2.0. I think, Tucker last year was the one that kept volunteering to go up on the block to, so he can win. And I think she likes trying to be an agent of chaos. And I don't think the rest of the house appreciates that. I think they see her as being just a little stupid by like putting herself on the block. But hey, you know what? Kudos to her for
When
winning.
Jeff, when we were watching, I go, why would you tell anybody, put me on the block? I go, she's going to go home. That's what we were talking about. Thank God she didn't. But I can't really figure out her game. I think she is sweet. I do like her. Hang on, I have my little cheat sheet because I forget everybody's name. Her and Vince. I do like her and Vince together. But I feel like she's kind of a wild card. And like when she was talking to Jimmy, I was like, stop talking. Like, don't tell any secrets. Why is everybody telling everybody everything? And then when Keanu went up to Jimmy's HOH room and was saying to put Rachel up, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why is everybody sharing everything? Stay quiet.
No, again, it's partially from boredom. And it's partially just people are trying to play too hard, too fast. And Kelly is definitely doing that. I mean, the first week, she had to have realized how close she was to going home. And then she does the same thing week 2. It's like, no. Yeah. And again, okay, maybe she felt confident because she did have that special power. But save that power, man. Save it. Like, I don't get it.
That's what I felt. I was like, save it, because right now it doesn't really matter. Like, you want it whenever you're like on the chopping block, but she has to use it before jury, correct? I feel like you
but
would.
that's still
a
few weeks. Yeah, still have a few weeks to use it.
So I think Mickey right now, let me double check. Yes, Mickey. I think she's playing a really good game, and I like her and Morgan together. I think I like that team. And then Jimmy, again, he made them both mad. I think their alliances are, anybody that makes an alliance the first week is normally broken. It's always broken by the end. But I like that alliance. And then I like Lauren and Catherine's little alliance. Catherine, in a way, I don't know what it is. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Portia. I feel like that was on our season. I feel like she's strong. She sticks up for herself. I don't know why. That just reminds me of Portia a little bit. Do you get that vibe or no?
I don't get much of a vibe from her because I don't see much of her because she hasn't been involved in too much. Her and the cowboy Reilly have a little flirty thing going on. I mean, we saw that she gave a shout out. Yeah, she gave a shout out to Riley's mom after her vote last night. But I think, again, Lauren and Catherine, I think that they are good together because right now they're just looking out for each other. They're not getting into the drama. They see that everyone's overplaying. And the best thing to do right now is to sit back, keep your mouth shut, don't get in the middle of it. And I think, both of them are young and strong. And I think that they might be able to win some challenges down the road. But, back to the first trio that you talked about, Mickey, Morgan, and Jimmy, you saw how upset they were at Jimmy because Jimmy says, hey, we're in alliance together, but then doesn't tell them what he's doing. And
right.
That's the whole thing. And, when people, again, like one of one of my biggest knocks that I get from people all the time is I did whatever Jeff and Jordan told me to do. But it wasn't so much that. It was like we talked game, we talked strategy. So I knew what you guys were doing, whereas they're like, oh, why didn't you work with Danielle? Like, because Danielle would always say, I'm going to do something, just you wait and see. And like, if you're not including me in the plans process, then you're not, then I'm not really important to you. So
Adam, you played a wonderful game.
Thank you. Yeah, I played a game that people have played since, and they get credit for it. But again, when there's a lot of big moves going on in the house, I mean, think about it. Our season, every big move failed. Every big move failed.
It's true.
Danielle got out Brendan twice, and then she went home. Jeff went after Danielle. He went home. Shelly turned on you. She went home. Like,
you were there for the fight.
Move failed. I sat there and I was like, you know what? No move is the best move for me. But but I think Morgan and Mickey, I think those two definitely have the smarts, and they will go farther in the game than Jimmy. So they just have to make sure that they don't get caught in his web, because as you saw from Amy, because Amy was associated with Rachel, sometimes when you go after the person and you can't get them out, you go after who they're working with, and there'll be collateral damage.
It's true. Okay, we're going to take one more very quick break, and then we're going to answer more questions. Okay, and we're back. That's how Jeff always says it. Okay, Reilly, put up some more questions so we can answer some from Big Brother fans. Adam, what is your ideal date? Caitlin.
My wedding was on 4/20, so my ideal date is 4/20. Now, so you know what? When my wife and I go out, we're foodies. We love going to new restaurants. We love going to some trendy places, trying stuff out. So just going out, and then on our way home, we always stop at the same little sweet shop. They have it's a little bar, but they have like a bakery in the front. And we always just go there for the end of the night. And because we also look at the clock, we're parents. So we want to make sure by the time we get home, our daughter's asleep. We don't want to come home and have her awake, and then, that ruins date night. So my ideal date, if it's not 4/20, it's going out to a nice restaurant and then having a little sweet something before we come home.
Adam, how often do y'all
do date
night? We're so bad about it.
Yeah, we try to do it once a month. But yeah, now life gets in the way, or the summer's been crazy, but like birthdays, we always go out for birthday, just us. We'll do something with our daughter as well, but always go out for dinner, just the two of us, just to get away and to enjoy our company.
We always, Jeff and I, every single time when we do have a date night, we're like, why don't we do this more often? And then we have the best time, and it's so good for us just to get away. And then, like you said, life gets in the way, and then it's just easier to stay home, or we're like, we'll just grill out and we'll make drinks at home, and we just stay home a lot. That's typically what we do. We're very boring, Adam.
Hey, you know what though? But that's why those times you do go out, it's so much better.
It's so true. Okay, one more question. What did y'all think of Julie's little comment to Will last night? Will, am I your lemon drop? Oh, I forgot about that. I thought it was cute. Julie's more playful now and more interactive with the house guest, way more than when we were on. We didn't see much of her. It was more her on the screen, and when she was on the screen, it's like, oh gosh, what is she going to tell us? What twist? Is there a double eviction? What's going to happen? And now I feel like it's way more playful, more interactive with the house guest.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if that was her or if somebody was talking into her ear and told her to say that. But I mean, that came out of left field. That was totally, as you said, the Chen bot has definitely loosened up her gears the last few years. She's definitely funnier. She's definitely, a little quirkier. And I think, she's got, I don't want to get into it, but, she's on borrowed time. I mean, her husband ran the network for years and he's gone and they kept her around. So she can pretty much do whatever she wants until they get rid of her. But if they do get rid of her, then you will see the big lawsuit. So I think that adds to her personality, the fact that she can get away with saying more. But I mean, I don't know, like Lemon Drop, I cringed a little bit because, I wasn't sure if it was more funny or, because obviously Will's calling his wife a chocolate drop and the lemon drop. And I'm like, yellow lemon. I'm like, that's a little racist. I mean, I don't know, but again, she got away with it. She's the Chen bot. She can do no wrong. But that was weird.
I think she looks beautiful, and she can do whatever she wants.
I'm sure you do the same thing. But every week, as soon as she comes on the screen, my wife will comment on her outfit. And I think it was last week, she was Googling for the first half of the show, trying to find what brand of shoes she was wearing because she loved Julie's shoes.
Wait, I know last night they look like, because I was looking at her shoes last night. I was like, wait, I think those are Valentino, but I'm not sure. Tell her we got to rewind it, take a picture and put it in Google Image. That's like my new jam now. When I find something I like, I put it in Google Image and then I save it.
That's what she was doing. And she kept having me pause the TV every time there was a good shot for her shoe.
Okay, let's do one more question. I keep saying one more question. We're still doing questions. Do you think they will go after Rachel during the double eviction? I would think 100%. Why wouldn't you? If Rachel is not there, that's your chance to get out a big target. That's what happens in the double eviction. And that's why it is so crazy.
Yeah, no, that it is a good time because if you have her on the block from, Friday when they make the nominations and then has a chance to win Veto and then has a chance to win the battle back or whatever blockbuster, you have to give them too many chances and also give them time to talk and to strategize and to rally votes. That double eviction, it's really tough to try to, get your point across. But when you have 4 days of talking to somebody, you can beat them down and convince them to do something. So, if they don't go after her during a double eviction, again, I said it before, I'm going to stand by it. If she's in final 6, hand her the check. I'm going to stop watching.
She will totally make it through the end because I feel like also too, like Ashley. I think Ashley is very good at competitions. Hasn't she, like that one competition, the crime one? I forgot the name of what it was called. She did so good. Nobody else got them right. She was I felt calm. And I feel like that's how you have to be in some of the competitions. Like you get yourself all worked up. She was very cool with the competition.
Yeah, that was another one of my preseason picks. We haven't talked about her, but I need to show a little love for kooky little Ava with the flower in her hair. I mean, she's a New Yorker. And I'm sure I've walked through a park where she was painting and probably was like, look at that goofball. So, but now, Ashley also is from New York, so I'm rooting for her. And again, she's a lawyer, so you got to give credit. To become a lawyer, it takes a lot of study and a lot of brain power, a lot of heart and dedication. You can't just like walk in and take a bar exam and now you're a lawyer. You have to like really work hard. So, although she's a little too emotional, and I have a feeling like, if you're put into a situation, sometimes your emotions get the best of you. The first week she was nominated, she went out there, she kicked ass, she won her veto to save herself.
Right.
But, as it's going on, I'm just, the one I'm worried about being too emotional is Zach. I mean, Zach, week 1 is crying. Like he's the biggest, strongest guy in the house, and he's crying when his boy goes home. And he still hasn't really, like, he won the competition the first night, which was a strange competition, but I think he's actually, I don't know if he's throwing these comps or throwing HOHs, but he's somebody that will definitely be like a Brendan type or a Jeff type that will take over competitions. And, he needs to work on his social game, and he needs to stop crying so much, because then, if you're crying, then people see you as an emotional mess, and
Right.
they, don't trust you.
Speaking of Zach, what did you think when he won the first, what was it, couple days, first week, the $10,000?
It was crazy that they told everybody that he won the $10,000, because, as you know, like, when people win money, that can be an excuse to go home. Although I love the twist, though, that he can give that $10,000 to the HOH to get off the block, pay your way off the block. And he's doing a great job keeping his mouth shut about that. So good for him with that. But I mean, you win money that just, people look for any little thing, and they haven't looked at that yet. So hopefully they'll forget about it. In his case, again, another one of our preseason picks, because he was a minor league baseball player. So I thought he would do well. But I mean, just as long as nobody brings it up, and as long as he doesn't bring it up. But hopefully he'll be able to keep it. He won't have to sacrifice it but I love that twist. That's one of the twists this year that I really like, to be able to buy your way off the block.
Well, they have a lot of the rewards that people have got, like Keanu being able to have Casey back. I love Casey. She was one of my favorite people. The reason why I liked her so much, she was always so positive. She never got super emotional. She was just level-headed the whole time, and she just seems like such a good person. I don't know her. I've never met her, but just from watching her, I was definitely a big fan of her on season 20.
The only bad thing about Casey is she brought the term "let's go" to Big Brother, and now everybody uses it every single time. Like, it's time for the veto meeting. Let's go. Like, come on.
Okay, we're gonna take 2 more questions, and then we're gonna slowly wrap this up, because I can't believe it's already gone so so fast. Please show us your dress, Jordan. Oh, thank you. I actually just got it. You guys, I have my notes. I made all these notes for you, Adam, just in case, because I was worried that if the internet broke, or like I didn't have you, I would have something to go off on. I came totally prepared. But yes, this is my dress. It's from Maria. Okay. Do y'all think that Keanu?
Before, hold on a second. I want to show my dress. It's not really a dress, but it is a bathing shirt. And it's from the company Grunt Style. They're military people, and all the money that make from the t-shirts, go to military charities. So Bacon, Grunt Style. Military. There you go.
All right. Do y'all think Keanu went too far when he told the house that he was going to pick them off one by one? I was like, oh, you probably shouldn't have said that. But he was probably mad and emotions. People don't realize, and Adam, you can contest to this. 1 week of Big Brother feels like you've been in there, 20 days?
At least, yeah. The time, just ever since I got off the show, 14 years, my depth of time, like, I think things happened like a week ago, and they're like, oh no, that was 2 months ago. Like, I don't know how to reset that. But yeah, the emotions that he went through, he talks too much, man. He talks way too much. He says things that are stupid. He puts his foot in his mouth like crazy. Yeah, you don't tell everybody you're going after them. Say, I'm coming after you. Coming after you. Now everybody's like, oh, he's a loose cannon, and nobody's going to want to work with him. So, yeah. And I also say, you're not just playing against the other competitors, you're playing against that house, because the house has a vibe to it on its own, and being trapped inside there. I mean, I was talking to my daughter's piano teacher today, and when he found out I was on Big Brother, he always asks me silly questions, but he asked me if I would ever do Survivor. And I'm like, nah, man, I need a roof. I need a roof. No. I don't care how uncomfortable the bed is. I'm not sleeping on bamboo in a woods during a tsunami storm. Nah, man, screw that. I need food, even if it's slop. Nah.
I need a beach. That's what I said. I'd be fine on the beach, but I wouldn't want to play any of the competitions. I would just want to lay out, and I would be the worst Survivor player ever.
What's that show? Love Island. There you go. You already have Love, so.
I heard Love Island's like the new jam. Everybody that's like 20 something has told me to watch Love Island. I don't know anything about it. I'm like, I barely watch. I just now got back into Big Brother. I don't even think I have time for. I can't stand watching people make out. You know what the worst part is? Like when you hear the smacking, when they're like, ugh, that grosses me out. Okay. Did Amy's alliance with Rachel ultimately send her home? I do think that I did like Amy and Rachel together, but I do feel bad. I think Amy teaming up with Rachel hurt her because they knew how loyal she was to Rachel.
I'll go a little bit deeper. I think it did, but at the same time, she never pivoted away. She never showed that she was anything other than Rachel's number 2. She only gave everybody the impression that they thought. So if you ask anybody about Amy, they say, oh, her and Rachel, her and Rachel, her and Rachel. So the fact that she never separated herself from Rachel, that definitely was what sealed the deal for her. Like, yeah, she was nothing but Rachel's number 2.
I know. It makes me sad when I see people leave. I tried to get Zay on here tonight with us to talk. Sorry, guys, couldn't get Zay. He could have talked to us about what it was like in the house, but whatever. Okay, so again, I keep saying last question. One more question and we're done. Any other questions? Who do you think will be the next nominee?
Are you familiar? Do you know the spoiler? Who's HOH?
No, I don't even know.
All right, so
wait, should we give a spoiler?
Oh, sorry, I just said.
Oh, whatever.
Spoiler
okay, y'all
alert,
know now.
Spoiler. Lauren is HOH, and so
she's a wild card.
Yeah, but from what I'm hearing, and I haven't gotten a notification yet from Big Brother Network, which is one of my favorite websites to go to, but it looks like she's going after Keanu, Kelly, and trying to think of a third person, maybe Will.
The same people.
You know what? But here, and that's again an easy way to go is nominate somebody that's already been on the block, because they already have, they already know what's going on. If you nominate somebody new, then you deal with all that emotion. So at least somebody that's been on the block before, will handle it better. But again, it's also what everybody in the house is telling her to do. But what's really funny is when she won HOH, Vince and Jimmy went right to her to try to tell her what to do. She was having no part of Jimmy. So hopefully, if Jimmy starts getting butthurt that he's not, getting, being asked for information, maybe he'll talk his way onto the block if somebody comes down. But no, I think Lauren's just trying to make it as easy of a week as possible. Put up people that have already been up. Which
because it's
again
so soon.
Yeah. And
I would
she
not
doesn't
want
want to get in the
HOH
middle
now. Yeah, I agree.
No.
I wouldn't want to get in the middle. I wouldn't want to be HOH in the beginning. And I think I know people are like, "Oh, you didn't do a good job," but you basically, I always tell Jeff, play dead all the way till the end, and then you win when you need to. And I didn't pull out a win, and that's with what was it? Were you in that competition? What was me, you, and was it me, you, and Portia, or me, you, and Rachel? I can't know. It had to be Portia. Who was it? I don't even remember anymore. It was so long ago. In the final competition, and she got me out. If I would have won,
right.
I would have obviously kept you. But she got me. But I get it why she got rid of me. Her and Rachel were closer, and you and her were close. And me and her were never tight on there. But
that was the final veto. Portia won, And yeah, it
She
kind of
did a
screwed
great
up my
job.
yeah, because I wanted you in the final 3 with me because I knew that you would probably take me to the final 2. So oh well. Hey, you know what?
I wanted
For
to be
Big
in the
Brother
final
80,
3 too, but it's okay.
it's fine.
It
It's fine.
happens. Okay, Adam, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving your insight. I come back on here when Jeff's here because I'm sure it'll be a lot funnier when Jeff's here. And I just adore you. I think you are just such a good person. You have such a good heart. And anybody that doesn't know, Adam used to send me CDs. Did I say that in the beginning of the show or did I say that before? I can't remember. Whenever you worked for Sony.
Yep. I would send you Jason Aldean and all the other country. I think I might have even sent you Kelsey Ballerini before she blew up.
Before she, yeah, you always did, and you're just such a good person. And thank you so much for being here while Jeff is gone. And thank you everybody who sent in your questions to Adam. Next week, August 1st, I have another house guest that has played Big Brother before. Y'all will be very excited to see that house guest as well. And again, I'm going to leave it a mystery who it is. I will say it is a lady this time that's going to help me host. And I appreciate her so much for coming on here and helping me while Jeff is gone. That will be at 5:00 Mountain Time. And then don't forget our podcast, Togethermess, is always on Mondays and Wednesdays. You all have a wonderful Friday night. I'm going to go upstairs and make another margarita. Adam, have a wonderful night with your family. And thank you everyone for being here. Love you guys. Bye.